Who's scruffy looking?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Talking with My Hans channel. If you aren't subscribed yet, make sure you are subscribed so you'll be the first to know when I post a new video right here on the channel. I'm thinking every 100 subscribers I'm going to release an audio commentary of me doing a breakdown, I guess you could say, of the movies. I think that'd be sort of interesting. So every 100 subscribers, I'll put out a new movie in chronological order. So when we reach 100 subscribers, which will be very, very soon on this channel, I'll do The Phantom Menace. Then at 200, I'll do Attack of the Clones, and then Revenge of the Sith, and so on and so forth. But that is for then. This is for now. And now we are doing an unboxing of something that I received from a friend a couple weeks ago. You might remember I put out a video called the Star Wars Quarantine Unboxing or something like that, where I got a bunch of cool Star Wars stuff from a couple of my subscribers. And in that box came this. Let me see what I got behind me. It's been a set piece for a couple of weeks now in a couple of these episodes, but now I've finally decided that it is time to open up this. The Star Wars The Art of Ralph McQuarrie 20 collector's cards. I haven't opened it, actually. I got the box, and I said I would do an unboxing, and hey, here we are. We're finally around to doing it. So let's open this bad boy up. Ralph McQuarrie, if you don't know who he is, I'm honestly surprised if you don't. He's the concept artist for the Star Wars original trilogy. George Lucas was so impressed by his work. Some of his other works include E.T., he did Raiders of the Lost Ark, he did Cocoon, he did he did a bunch of movies. But essentially, Ralph McQuarrie designed Star Wars from the bottom up. Everything you see in Star Wars is kind of thanks to Ralph McQuarrie. He gave the vision to George's words, plain and simple. And still, Ralph McQuarrie's art inspires Star Wars stuff today. His stuff is still being reused and recycled and spit out in new ways. Rebels, the TV show, was completely based off of the design work from Ralph McQuarrie, which is why I think it looks really awesome. But we're going to jump into Ralph McQuarrie's design work in 20 metal cards, I guess you could say. All right, let's crack this guy open. It comes in a nice little metal tin. It's very nice. Inside, the certificate of authenticity. So now you know it's official. Inside, you can see they're all placed nicely inside this this flap so they don't get destroyed. Okay, let's take some out. First card that we pulled out from the right. This looks like a Return of the Jedi, Jabba the Hutt. There's a Gamorrean guard there. And on the back, yes, indeed, Luke and Jabba's lair. And then on the back, above, the Sarlacc pit. Very interesting. I love Ralph McQuarrie's artwork. There's just so much personality behind it. If you've never seen a piece of artwork from Ralph McQuarrie, go on Google, look it up. They are beautiful, beautiful images. Anthony Daniels always talks about the one image that he drew that drew him into Star Wars, so I'm sure we'll get around to that. I'm sure it's in here. Okay, let's do another one. Can't get it out. We have Luke and Vader. This looks like on Bespin. Wow, that one's really neat too. On the back, Luke and Leia at the end. So we have the finale to The Empire Strikes Back, which I said on Twitter was probably one of the most underrated finales of the Star Wars saga. By far, the shot, the stakes, the music, wow. Empire Strikes Back. That's a good movie. This is a famous one, the Stormtrooper in the hallway, Imperial Stormtrooper with a lightsaber, and of course, the original Star Wars image, the paperback cover. You can just see, this was done for A New Hope, but you can see the design elements in this that translated into Empire Strikes Back. You know, one of the things that a lot of the Star Wars creators harp on all the time is that nothing is ever nixed from Star Wars. Nothing is ever just thrown out. Stuff is always reused and recycled. The best example of that is the Ralph McQuarrie artwork. You know, this stuff is still being used today. People are still looking at this and saying, what story can we tell about that? Resourcefulness in a multi-billion-dollar company. That's what makes them good. TIE Fighter on Bespin. And Darth Vader awaits The dinner scene, one of my favorites from Empire Strikes Back. Here is the one I was just talking about. This is the image that drew Anthony Daniels into playing C-3PO. He says he just loves the vulnerability within 3PO. You know, you just look at this face, and you see not only, you know, this. It's almost lifelike the way 3PO was drawn here. Even though he's a robot, it's stunning. Some of these drawings, you know, the barren landscapes like Tatooine and the personification of these droids. They're just remarkable pieces of artwork that Ralph McQuarrie did that really just brought Star Wars to life. If it wasn't for Ralph McQuarrie, I'm sure Star Wars would have been probably a flop. I mean, this is almost a fact at this point. Here's a Return of the Jedi one, Vader entering the second Death Star with some of the Emperor's advisors, Dark Lord's arrival, and then Duel of the Jedi on the back. Very nice. Return of the Jedi, having its 37th anniversary this year. Couple years, 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, one of the most overlooked Star Wars movies. I can't wait for that. What is this one? This one is the briefing. The Death Star 2 briefing. Rebels plot the attack. Then on the back, speeder bike chase. Here's a Hoth one. Imperial Walker attack on the Tauntaun Raider, and then Rebel soldiers in the ice trenches on the back, which is very much, looks like it was inspired by World War I. You know, George talks a lot about the World War II inspiration for Star... Yes. Yeah, I'm on. What? No, it's not live. Okay. Did you make these out of scratch? Wow.
Right.
Pretty good. Wow. Okay. Two good things happening. Let's take a bunch of these out. Here's one from the Cantina. This is a classic one. This one's all over the place. This is one of those ones that really was one of the inspirations for A New Hope. And then the poster concept, which ended up being on a lot of t-shirts. That Star Wars logo that Ralph did ended up being the production t-shirt on A New Hope. R2 in Jabba's lair. R2 and 3PO, I should say, in Jabba's lair. From the opening of Return of the Jedi. The original concept art for the Millennium Falcon, which then turned into the Tantive 4. You can see the inspiration behind there. You know, the only thing they really kept from that original concept of the Millennium Falcon was the cockpit. Here's the Death Star, the elevator area of the Death Star. Whoa! Good catch there. Here's a cool one of the Y-Wing. I love the Ralph McQuarrie ship designs. They're just so sleek. One of the things that George Lucas talks about when he talks about Ralph McQuarrie's artwork for the starships was he wanted them to have a hot rod look. And for those of you that don't know, George Lucas was a big hot rod guy. He made, obviously, American Graffiti, a story all about the hot rodding era of American history. He loves cars, and George's huge inspiration for the starfighters in Star Wars was cars, old cars. And I think Ralph McQuarrie really does that justice. I mean, a lot of the starship designs had elements of 50s automobiles that were sleek and fast and, you know, had these big heavy engines. Really cool to see how George and Ralph, you know, their minds meshed together to make this really awesome product. Here's Luke in an early concept of Yoda, who looks incredibly weird. The fun story about Yoda is that they really had a hard time designing him. For those of you that don't know, when they made The Empire Strikes Back and they had this little green gremlin that when they wanted to come in, they could not get the look down. They just, for the life of them, they could not do it. So one of the artists went home. I forget the guy's name. I'm going to probably post that so that I don't look like a complete idiot. He goes home, he comes back with the design one night, and it's essentially the guy. The design looks just like the guy that drew it. And they're like, this is amazing. And it ends up being the Yoda design that makes it into the movie. So if you look up Yoda and the guy who designed him, they look like the same person. It's crazy. The poster, Star Wars poster concept, and the character sketches. The fun thing about this one, obviously, is Chewbacca. Looks just like Zeb from Star Wars Rebels. Like I said, stuff is always reused. So the original Wookiee design ends up being Zeb al-Assad for Star Wars Rebels. They did a completely whole new thing with an old design. Amazing. Here's a Sandcrawler. Very nice Sandcrawler. And then some Tusken Raiders. Another classic image, the Tusken Raiders in the sunset on Tatooine. What an iconic place. Another one from A New Hope, Star Wars 1977. Luke with the land speeder overlooking Mos Eisley, and then the original Millennium Falcon in the docking bay. Nice. I mean, these A New Hope sketches, these A New Hope paintings are iconic. I mean, just absolutely, undoubtedly some of the most iconic artwork from Star Wars production. Period. Any movie, anytime, maybe any movie, period. These design sketches are probably some of the most iconic. Really good. This one, especially. The Darth Vader and Luke lightsaber duel. I mean, just, if you have not seen this image, I would be very surprised. If you're a Star Wars fan, a Star Trek fan, any fan of any movie at all, if you've never seen this painting, I'd be surprised. Design paintings. How many design painters today have the notoriety that Ralph McQuarrie does? Name one. Put one in the comments. Name one concept designer that has the same notoriety as Ralph McQuarrie. There isn't any. There is not any. Of course, the Space Slug from The Empire Strikes Back, and the original Emperor's throne, and then on the back, the duel with the Emperor. Really cool. So this is an awesome set of cards. I don't know where my subscribers got them originally. I'm sure if you look them up, they're probably on the internet somewhere. They come in this beautiful tin. They're great for display. They're beautiful cards. It comes with a certificate of authenticity from Metallic Impressions. They're baseball card size. They're beautiful. And this is an absolutely fantastic box set. You know, if you're a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of Ralph McQuarrie, if you like design concepts, if you're a fan of production in general, let me tell you something. There's nothing better than Ralph McQuarrie artwork. This is an awesome, awesome, awesome set of Ralph McQuarrie artwork in metal collector's cards. I'm so glad I got this. So thank you to my 2 subscribers who sent this to me. And I hope that some of you go out and try and find this, because this is really, really cool. How about in the comments for this video? First of all, leave a like, hit a subscribe, but leave a comment. What's your favorite piece of Ralph McQuarrie artwork? I know mine, but let's have a discussion in the comments. Your favorite piece of Ralph McQuarrie artwork. Okay guys, until our next video, I'll see you later.